The cold wind cut through the small, dimly lit town like a whisper of loneliness. Inside a tiny, cluttered garage at the edge of the city, a man wiped grease from his hands and stared at the empty walls of his apartment above. Christmas lights flickered weakly outside, but inside, the silence was heavy. Jason, a 38-year-old single father, had spent the past week trying to make ends meet, repairing cars for barely enough to cover rent and groceries. His 7-year-old daughter, Lily, had gone to stay with her grandmother for the night, and the thought of spending Christmas alone made his chest tighten. The holiday, once filled with laughter and warmth, had become a reminder of everything he had lost, the family he had once hoped to build, and the dreams that seemed just out of reach. Every car that rolled into his garage felt like a small victory, yet none of them brought the joy he truly longed for. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the magic of unexpected moments, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Ripple of Kindness. Jason sank into a worn-out chair, exhausted from a long day and the ache of solitude. The small Christmas tree he had set up in the corner of the garage flickered weakly, its lights reflecting off the greasy tools and dusty floor. He pulled a faded blanket tighter around his shoulders and glanced at a framed photograph of Lily, her smile radiant and innocent, reminding him why he pushed himself so hard every single day. He couldn't afford toys or extravagant gifts, but he had promised her that they would make Christmas special together, even if it was just the two of them. The thought of her absence that night made the room feel even emptier. He poured himself a cup of instant coffee, watching the steam rise in the cold air, feeling the weight of the world pressing on his tired shoulders. Outside, the night deepened, blanketing the city in a serene quiet. Jason thought about the letters he had written over the years, to Santa, to the universe, even to himself, pleading for a miracle that might never come. He had long ago learned to keep his hopes small, to measure his happiness in tiny moments, a customer's smile, Lily's laughter over the phone, the satisfaction of a job well done. Yet a part of him still ached for something more, a sign that life wasn't done surprising him yet. Around midnight, a faint knock echoed through the garage. Jason frowned, puzzled. No one ever visited him at this hour. He wiped his hands on a rag and cautiously opened the door. Standing there, framed by the softly falling snow and the golden glow of streetlights, was a woman. She was striking, her presence commanding yet gentle. Dressed elegantly in a dark coat with her hair perfectly in place, she looked every bit the billionaire CEO she was rumored to be. Her eyes, a piercing shade of blue, held a mix of urgency and compassion. Jason blinked, unable to find words. The woman introduced herself as Vanessa, a name he vaguely recognized from the news and business magazines. A successful CEO known for her empire of companies and luxurious lifestyle. But here she was, standing at his doorstep in the dead of night, not with demands or transactions, but with a simple question: could she help? She had learned about his struggles through a series of coincidences, about his dedication as a father and his kindness to strangers even when life gave him nothing in return. Vanessa had always believed in the power of human connection, and she couldn't ignore a story that tugged so fiercely at her heart. Jason was skeptical at first. He had been let down too many times to trust miracles. But as Vanessa explained her plan, arranging a small surprise Christmas for him and Lily, ensuring they would have warmth, food, and a moment of happiness, he felt tears sting his eyes. He wanted to refuse, to insist that they didn't need help, that he could manage. But the exhaustion, the loneliness, and the sheer weight of the past year made him finally nod. That night, they set to work together, Vanessa helping to decorate the garage into a warm, inviting space. Candles flickered, the tree sparkled, and even the smell of freshly baked cookies filled the room. It wasn't about wealth or luxury, it was about heart, and for the first time in years, Jason felt a sense of hope. When Lily returned the next morning, her eyes widened at the transformation. She laughed, spun around, and threw her tiny arms around her father, her joy uncontainable. Jason felt the tears streaming down his cheeks, overwhelmed by the moment. He realized that life's most meaningful miracles often came from the kindness of strangers who saw humanity before status or circumstance. Vanessa watched from a corner, smiling quietly, satisfied that her intervention had sparked happiness where it was needed most. It wasn't about charity, it was about restoring faith, about reminding people that even in the bleakest nights, the light of compassion could guide them home. By the afternoon, the small garage was filled with laughter, warmth, and a sense of family that transcended bloodlines. Jason sat with Lily, holding her close, marveling at how the world could still surprise him. Vanessa left with a knowing smile, her presence a reminder that sometimes the universe sends angels in human form. And as Jason tucked Lily into bed that night, he whispered a silent prayer of gratitude, realizing that kindness, trust, and courage could indeed rewrite the story of even the loneliest Christmas. If this story touched your heart, please engage with this video. Like, share, and subscribe to Ripple of Kindness. And before you leave, I'd love for you to leave a comment below sharing a moment when kindness changed your life. It could inspire someone else today. Because Christmas isn't just about gifts. It's about hope, compassion, and the miracles that appear when we least expect them.